Good morning. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
If you want to use yours, that's fine. I just always bring one in.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't, unless you changed anything.
I didn't change anything.
Okay.
Oh, well, you know what? Actually, I'll use this because I did write a few notes.
Okay, perfect.
Just for,
And remember. Oh, yeah, yes.
So,
perfect.
yeah, so I'll go ahead and use mine then.
And then remember that Marlene's going to have you come back up at the
Yeah.
end. Okay.
Yeah, and that's where I wrote my notes.
Okay,
So I get
perfect.
follow-up questions
Is
about
that your
homeless
purple pen,
and-
I'm guessing?
Oh, did I just drop that?
I'm wondering. You're the only one I know that carries purple pens. I mean, not that I love your purple pens, but that's why I thought it was probably
It
yours.
was. We usually tuck it right there. So,
Okay,
or are you
so-
gonna hand those out?
Well, this will be like when we talk about these will be in their bill in November.
Nice. Okay.
So that's what they look like. So, but I will hand them out.
Okay. I actually had a question. Now I can't remember
yeah.
what it was. Maybe flexibility.
We're gonna say we cannot use.
Yeah, yeah. Have we added any gates this
No,
season?
we have the same as last year.
Okay. That's fine. That's good.
Okay.
I think I'm fine. It's okay. I'm gonna bump this up just a tiny bit. Don't want to lose it. It's weighted by microphones. Doesn't want to stay up very well. Okay. All right. That's good. Okay. Can everybody hear me? Okay. And you're all ready? Well, we will start then. Here we are. Good morning, and welcome to the City of Spokane's street department out here on Nelson and our snow equipment training course, which will give you an opportunity to be a part of later on. And how apropos that it is snowing as we launch our snow season plan for the community and update the community on the service that we're going to be providing this season, and then how neighbors can help us in the process as well. So crews have been busy for the last several weeks, and they've been finishing up their surface projects while the weather has been nice, filling the potholes, doing some street sweeping, and then we're hoping to schedule those leaf pickups simultaneously while we continue to transition the equipment for the snow season. if you remember last year, the leaves did not fall by the time the snow hit. We still have a lot of leaves on the trees, and that can be a problem when that heavy snow comes. So we're hoping we're able to get some of those leaves on the ground and continue our pickups in the process. Our street department has, if you've been covering our snow season for the last several years, you know that it's been evolving over that time, and we're trying to create a much more responsive system that allows for flexibility and quick response to our changing weather conditions. And we know that the weather in the inland Northwest can change on a dime. So we're going to continue the success of utilizing employees from other departments during our full city plows, which we do in 3 days now and not 4. And then we're also, this has been very successful, is having so-called satellite locations where we can store supplies of sand as well as granular and liquid de-icer. That is extremely important because each year our winter and the storms that come during the winter are different. And we know, though, 3 things about our winters. It's cold, there's snow, and it's icy. But we want to make sure that we can be as flexible as possible when those systems move through. Weather forecasters, as you probably know, are expecting an El Nino season this year, and that impact typically is a warmer and drier winter for Washington and Idaho. That would be very helpful if it does in fact become a strong El Nino winter. Street conditions during the winter, definitely the source of many conversations in many neighborhoods throughout the city. So today we want to give you a reminder of what to expect with the snow season coming up. Snow response is the city's highest priority. We will continue to provide a level of service that our community wants and expects. Snow response puts the needs of our community first, and the spirit of our snow response is pretty simple. It's flexible and it's responsive. And we know that the more flexible we can be, the quicker we can respond to the winter weather. So we have more flexibility as so we can get out there as quickly as possible. And once again, we're going to be using the popular snow gates. We like to try to add more snow gates when we can. We have the same number of snow gates as last year, but the reason they're so popular is that it allows us to be able to remove snow and not leave behind the berms that I know are frustrating for neighbors. We cannot completely eliminate the berms, but we can do our best to strategically keep berms out of people's driveways. So now I would like to invite our street director, Clint Harris, to talk.
Thank you, Mayor Woodward. As the streets director, I can tell you it takes teamwork and partnership each year to pull the snow response plan together. We modify employee shifts, and we do other things to make it so that crews can respond to the changing conditions at all times. It also means pulling in other public work departments, such as the stormwater and the water departments, to support our street crews, which makes a full city plow possible for the crews to get across the city in 3 days. It also means shoveling the sidewalks, taking care of other public properties around the city so that the people can traverse those areas. And it also means teaming with our community, specifically our business and residents. That way it can make it easier for all of us. One of the areas that we'd like to talk about is parking. Parking is such a hard thing throughout the city in certain areas, so if you can park off-street as often as possible, that is helpful. We all know that some of the neighborhoods are short on parking, but whenever possible, we're encouraging people to make it a habit for the entire season to park on the odd side of the street. In the downtown, the parking's a little bit different. After it snows, we ask cars to move off the street between midnight and 6 a.m. That enables the crews to be able to treat the parking bays and the street at those times before the businesses open. And also for parking, we ask that the residents move RVs, trailers, and boats off the streets and put those into long-term storage for the season. That gives the crews ample areas to be able to go around and navigate as they plow the streets. The next area that we would mention is sidewalks. Sidewalks are always a challenge, and they're so important for our businesses to keep the pedestrians and everyone moving. So we have access for the bus routes, bus riders, disabled individuals, and also our kids. So we ask that the neighbors or the residents and the businesses would clear the snow and sidewalks before and the ADA ramps with the goal of creating a 36-inch path before 9 a.m. after a snowfall. And we'll also do our part too by keeping the snow off of these sidewalks as much as we can. And it is such a good time during the holiday season to get to know your neighbors. And that way, if you have neighbors in need, it's a good chance to offer to help those folks clear their sidewalks or driveways as they need to. Snow season really does require all of us to work together. Now I'd like to turn it over to Justin D. Ryder from the Spokane Fire Department.
Thank you, Clint. So yes, maintaining streets, it's more than a public service. It's really important to remember that it's important for us to get our apparatus, our equipment there in your emergency. So our fire engines and ladder trucks are about 8.5 feet wide. The engines are 30 feet long, and the fire trucks run about 65 to 75 feet long. So as you look at your neighborhood, just think as the snow builds up, can we get an apparatus in here? Every second counts for fire responders. In fact, everything we do, we train to reduce the seconds in our time, from everything to grabbing our equipment to taking the equipment off our rig, deploying our hose lines, ladders. It's all seconds. These seconds count. So as a general rule of thumb, a fire will double in size in a residential structure for every minute it's allowed to burn. The smoke production from even a small fire, beginning stage fire, can produce enough toxic smoke and gases to kill within minutes. So these seconds do count. Besides fires, the seconds also count for the medical and traumatic calls that we respond on. And a lot of times it's what really slows us down is the driving there. And so I know it's not convenient when an emergency vehicle comes through, interrupts the flow of traffic, but those seconds, just remember, if it's your family or loved ones, they do matter. So yes, in your neighborhoods, once again, take a look at your streets. Are they clear? Are they accessible? Can we get a fire engine and fire truck through there? In addition to keeping the streets clear for a fire apparatus, we ask you to take a look at your fire hydrants in your neighborhood. Firefighters need 3 feet of clearance around that fire hydrant, and they also need a pathway leading to the street. So take a look at the one. Every neighborhood should have one. We ask that you adopt your local fire hydrant and keep that path clear. It's also important to keep your sidewalks and your pathways around your home clear of snow and ice. We see a big increase in the slips and falls during the inclement weather, and this is especially dangerous for the elderly. One last thing of keeping the pathways clear around your home. It's also a good idea to keep, about 10 feet out from your house a path as well. That's for our ground ladders. Oftentimes, especially if you have bedrooms on your second floor and we needed to perform rescues, we do that off of ground ladders, and so we need that pathway. Let's remember the seconds count, so the faster we can get in there and get our ladders deployed and get you out of that building, the safer you'll be. We also need to access the roof oftentimes for ventilation needs, so once again, that's usually done off of ground ladders, so just keep that in mind. So just one last thing from us. We just ask that you consider your civic duty of living in the mountains to make sure your own home and your family members are safe, they're taken care of, as well as your neighbors. Yes, next I'll introduce Public Works Director Marlene Feist. Thank you.
Thanks, Justin. So construction projects and snow projects can overlap this time of year. So we see flurries out here, but we still have construction going on. So just remember that there might be a few obstructions that you're not expecting with snow, but ones that you've been experiencing because of construction. So just know that overlap exists. So just be extra aware of those detours and give yourself a little more time if it's going to have snow on that day. So throughout winter, we do work hard to communicate effectively and simply with all of you in the media and with the public. We'll continue to use all those communication tools the city has at its disposal. You can follow us on social media, you can utilize our website, and you can sign up for our community update email that comes out every week. During full city plow events, we'll also use that plow progress map that everyone loves, and we'll update it frequently to make sure that you have timely information on where the plows are. You can watch for your plow route map along with other snow plan details in your November utility bills. That's what this will look like. And our response plan really, it is flexible and designed to adjust to those changing conditions. We ask for patience and teamwork from the public, and we're asking everyone to do their part to be prepared. Our employees are committed to improving your streets and your mobility during the winter season, and our goal is to keep commerce and people moving and flowing on schedule, even if it snows as it has a little bit today. So, Mayor, I think wrap it up.
Yeah. I'll wrap it up with just a few reminders for everyone. As you can see, our fleet is ready. We're ready to respond to whatever we need to, but we're also always refreshing our skills, so we've been busy with that. Truckloads of sand and solid de-icer have been staged. The rail cars have already delivered thousands of gallons of liquid de-icer, and the snow gates, we are told, are ready to go. So snow is here, we are ready, and we want you at home to be ready too. So just a few more reminders. Remove your recreational vehicles, boats, trailers, put them into winter storage now. Remove them from the streets. Make sure that you have your snow shovels, that your snow plows are ready to go, or snow blowers. Consider buying some salt and some sand for your own traction at home. Arrange for services with a company if you don't want to or cannot remove snow. Now is a good time to have them put you on their list. Plan where to park through the snow season when there are plows moving through your neighborhood. And like Marlene said, check our website for any updates on the snow plow schedule and when it will be in your neighborhood. And then also just check out your neighbors too. We ask neighbors to watch out for neighbors, especially elderly neighbors who have a tough time during the winter time removing snow from their sidewalks. And then if are there any questions for anybody, for me or anybody here from the city? If there are no questions, then we're going to give you an opportunity to drive or ride in a snowplow. Anybody new this winter? Any reporters who have never done this before? But we do have an obstacle course that we love to put you through so you can see the challenges that our very experienced snowplows have to manage and navigate as they're removing snow from the street. So this is your opportunity. Maybe get some good video in the process too. So thanks for coming out. And thanks for spreading the word about what we're doing this snow season. Okay? All right. I'm going to keep this myself.